go. Turn that volume up. Good afternoon and welcome. Sorry about that, a little bit late, but I do have some T-Bones breaking news from that hot stove. We're going to come your way. It's really open from that steakhouse. How about it in three, two, one? Here we go with that breaking news. Welcome. Hope you can hear me now. I do know let's check out the VU meter here. Let's bring that down just a little bit louder, a little louder, a little louder, a little lower, a little louder, a little lower. We're in an off-season mode, aren't we? Here we go. I think we're hearing me. Yeah. All good. So thumbs up. I think you're hearing me. I'm ready for baseball too, Edward. Ray, yeah, there was the little low there, Brian and Ray, but I had it. I don't have it pinned up now. I've got the volume turned up. It's kind of a little. I don't know. It's different times. Sometimes it's a little louder. Other times it's not so much. But anyway, glad you're along and good to see you folks tuning in. Happy. It's weird. It's these off-season days. I don't know about you, and it's 2020. First off, my name is Dan Vaughn, voice of the Kansas City T-Bones. Glad you're along. Um, yeah, it's weird. 2020. I was telling some folks today. I teach, of course, in the off season here and there, and I was telling some other teachers. It's March. Well, March seemed like 100 days, and it just seems like it really seems like it's been 5 years since we all last got together at the ballpark and watched the T-Bones play Sioux City. I was just kind of it's weird. It just feels like forever. And so, we went the whole. I think we're all like that. I mean, I think every time you get into December, you're like, well, it's been a long year. But this year, it's been 1 year times 10. It's like a whole decade went by, right? Anyway, glad you're along. I won't take too much of your time here, but hot stove news I mentioned last week when we get it, I'm going to bring it to you, and I got a little production value too for you guys. So let's go with that and put it up there for you. I love production value. Let's do this. It sounds very official, doesn't it? I feel like I need like a coat and tie, kind of what's the anchor man, the Ron Burgundy. I need the Ron Burgundy. I need the big hair and the mustache from Stay Classy San Diego. I feel like I need that, but I use that in our Australia show with my mate Paul Morgan, and we had some fun with it. So anyway, breaking news. We'll have some more breaking news sounders. We'll do some more production value, but you guys know I love production stuff. Okay, let me give you what's going to be up on social media in just a few moments, and it's this is actually from our Twitter account. And thanks to Morgan. Let me bring this down too so you guys can see this. I'm going to give you a little details on both these gentlemen right here. What's the breaking news, Ray? I know I teased it long enough. A couple of signees, and this fits right along with what Joe Caspietro. Let me get this on the screen for you guys to all see. But to tell you that the T-Bones have acquired. Now, remember, before we go tell you about the players, you're going to say St. Paul. Now, where did this come from? Remember St. Paul, if you've seen the news, surely you've seen or maybe heard a bit about it. The St. Paul Saints will be AAA next year. So a lot of those Saints players that were property of the Asian club becoming available. The T-Bones have acquired Aaron Brown, a left-hander, and a right-hander, Brian Glowicki, from the St. Paul Saints. Joe Capietra's quote, he's excited about the two. Well, actually, let me read it, what he actually says word for word. We are excited to add two pieces to our bullpen for 2021. Both should fit in nicely to what we're trying to continue to accomplish in KC, as manager Joe Cathpietra chimed in on that. A little bit of both these gentlemen. Interesting. Well, the Glowicki thing, uh, he was only in St. Paul for just a short time this last year. Prior to that, he was in the Cubs system. I actually saw him on a random drive through South Bend on an off day before, actually, it was an off day before the T-Bone season started a couple of years ago. In 2018, I happened to be in the Indiana area in April. Was there to see him pitch there in South Bend uh, with the Cubs, and with 1 year with St. Paul. Last year with St. Paul in the bullpen, he was 3-0 with a 2.70, a save in 32 and a third, 36 innings. He is a right-hander, 5'11", 190. He is out of the Twin Cities area. I went to the University of Minnesota. That's the connection with the St. Paul Saints. 10th round by the Cubs in 17 for the right-hander. I'll give you a little video of him, too. I've got some of that right here. Let me give you that. Let me give you just a moment here. I'm going to dig my production value up here. Here we go. But where did I put it? Do I have it? I do got it. Here we go. In South Bend, last, again, 2000. Remember, he's one of these guys, too. Glowicki is one of these guys that didn't have a season last year. He's just young enough where he wasn't in that taxi squad, and he was, just old enough where he wasn't in complex ball. So Glowicki winding up pitching for the St. Paul Saints last summer. And I can mention the 5'10". Again, the Minnesota Golden Gopher connection, that also is a big deal. I love this kit he's wearing with Myrtle Beach, which had been 2 years ago with the Cubs organization, if I could say it like you do in Winnipeg. Myrtle Beach Pelicans there. But there he is in that good-looking Myrtle Beach light blue. A little video loading as well. But a right-hander, bullpen piece. And we've seen this before from Joe Cathpietra. He's inclined to add those bullpen pieces where he can. And this is one right there he's added. And again, a right-hander. It looks like, and just watching this video, let me give you this on the full screen here. I like this slider. I mean, just watching a little bit of this, and I saw this a little bit last year, but some pretty good movement. Not a big guy. It looks to hide the ball fairly well. Just watching his mechanics, you got that classic pitcher build, 6'4", 6'3", whatever. He's not that big of a guy. He's a lot shorter guy, and that makes it even harder to pick the ball up, I think, sometimes than picking up off a big guy. You're so used to seeing a big guy over the top. He it looks like he hides the ball fairly well. It gets a good movement here. But again, Brian Glowicki is the St. Paul Saints. The T-Bones have acquired him from the St. Paul Saints. And again, welcome to Kansas City. He is going to fit right in. I would say that setup role, the T-Bones seem to be fairly set. We talked about Carlos Diaz, Brian Ellington. You throw a guy like this in the mix, you've got Ellington, throwing the gas. Here you got a guy throwing 99, 98, 99. You got a lefty throwing 98, 99. You got a guy with a wicked slider coming in there as well. You're going to have some options late innings. As we talk about that bullpen, it's what Joe did in 2019. He built the bullpen, and he lost those early pieces, rebuilt the bullpen with guys like Ellington mid-season, and that bullpen really helped the T-Bones cut the walks down, shorten the game down, and take the pressure off, which was a stellar starting rotation back in 2019. So, more pitchers. Karen chimes in. So I got the comments up there, so I got those pitchers. Yes, more pitchers right there. So that's the first piece. The other piece right there, this is an interesting one too. I like the Cubs angle because, the Cubs, when they tore down 2012, 13, and they started just drafting, that philosophy from really 2011, 12, really all until last year, they drafted as many arms as they could get a hold of. That's something that the Cardinals have been known to do. Cubs did it for a long time. Even those Ranger clubs back in the mid-2000s were doing the same thing. Royals have gone that same route as of late. Many arms you can get. You can never have enough quality arms of all ages, whether it be college kids, kids out of high school, and you kind of slot them in there best you can development-wise. We're going to go to the Phillies farmhand now, and Glowicki. He's the lefty. Interesting guy here. He's out of Pepperdine, out of the West Coast, California kid. He began his career as an outfielder, although he was a dual player at Pepperdine, both outfielder and a pitcher. One of those classic, just studs of a program. You get at Division One often. You get at all levels of college baseball. One of those guys that can do it all. We talked on the broadcast, if you maybe heard about former Cub Bruce Kiesnick many years ago, was one of the first guy out of the draft that was a dual guy. Played for the University of Texas back in the late 80s. Was a great pitcher on close games in a series and a conference series, and also hit home runs and play the outfield. Just a lethal guy. Play a little first base as well. That's the kind of player you're looking at here in Glowicki. But his transition, he did both dual role, pitcher, hitter at Pepperdine. And then the Phillies said, okay, you're going to play. And this is something the Phillies I've seen do before. A good mate of mine, Tim Kennelly, over a member of Team Australia, went through a very similar role with this team. And these guys were teammates back at A-ball, but where the Phillies have been known to flip guys, and a lot of organizations do that, Phillies have been known to do that more so than others. And they'll take guys that are dual role players and give them a shot at one thing and then say, okay, you know what? Let's go this route. And that's what they did, transitioning in 2017 to the bullpen. And I've got some Phillies video from that 2017 season. If you guys can make that out here, let me get that up for you guys. But and I'll get your questions and comments too here in just a moment. But a lefty, and again, another bullpen piece. And this is Aaron Brown, not Glowicki. My bad. Did I say Glowicki again? Aaron Brown is what I'm trying to tell you about. Glowicki is the right-hander. We went through that. I think I keep saying Glowicki. Glowicki and Aaron Brown. Okay, those are the two differences there. Sorry about that. I'm in school here. Was in school. We got Aaron Brown and Glowicki. Okay, Glowicki is the video was mislabeled wrong, so I apologize for that, guys. Hold on. We'll get to your question in just a moment, as we will tell you more. I guess I told you a little bit. Glowicki was the one we were talking about a moment ago from the University of Minnesota, and mentioned that. Aaron Brown. This is Aaron Brown. I'm so sorry. I kept calling Aaron. Aaron, I apologize. You're Aaron Brown. You're not Glowicki. I kept saying Glowicki. I've already introduced you to Glowicki. Glowicki. That's who we met first. Aaron Brown's who we're meeting second. Boy, Vaughn. Off-season mode, right? Aaron Brown, 6'2", 226, mentioned out of California, left-hander. But again, Brown was signed as an outfielder out of Pepperdine, out of Chatsworth, California. He was actually drafted, when those guys drafted 3 times, Pirates in the 17th round and 11 out of high school. Then he was an early draftee in 2013 at Pepperdine. Then it was drafted as a junior again in the 3rd round by Philly. So Cleveland came a calling in the 30th round, Pittsburgh in the 17th. Those were 17th round as a high schooler, 30th round as a second-year player out of college. And the Phillies came in his junior year, got him in the 3rd round in 14, and out of Pepperdine University out there in Malibu, California. Very rough place to pitch, I'm sure. But a guy that's got, sorry about the dog. Dog agrees with the signing too. But let me give you a little bit of the video. This is from his time in Clearwater right here. And you see him seems to have that again from the left side. I couldn't face that. But 6'2", gets 225, 226. Looks like a good classic movement. And we will give you a little video right there. But Aaron Brown, left-hander, is also part of the T-Bone. So good to see that, and welcome Brown and Glowicki to the T-Bone family. So, yes, more pitchers, as Karen said. While we're here, let's go ahead and answer your questions and comments here, as I will get this back on the screen for you. Let's see. Ray is asking us any word in new GMVP, and also I've missed the memo. Who are the Saints? Bill Murray's AAA team for Minnesota Twins, Ray. The Twins have come in. The Twins have really reshuffled. Their AA team will be in Wichita. Remember, Wichita was going to be this shell game that the Major League Baseball is doing. It's confusing because it changes daily, but we expect all 120 teams to be announced any day now. You're going to see a lot more of this. But the Twins put their AA club in Wichita, which was going to be AAA, but they're going to be AA in the Texas League, and then AAA will come to downtown St. Paul. They're moving their AAA club from Rochester, Minnesota. I'm sorry, Rochester, New York. There is a Rochester, Minnesota. We drive right through it on the way to Sioux Falls and to Fargo. But the Rochester, Minnesota club is being moved. That AAA club is going to St. Paul, and that club, the St. Paul Saints, will now become AAA. The Saints have been playing in some form of fashion in St. Paul, obviously since the 90s with the Independent League, but prior to that, there was a St. Paul Saints back in the old American Association. So the Saints will stay in St. Paul but become AAA, and the a big that division will be interesting. It'll be the team in Des Moines, the team in Omaha, and I believe that that's part of that division as well. Both the Cubs and Royals teams will be playing the Twins AAA club, so that's all going to mix in. Oklahoma City will be in, I believe, in that division as well. Dodgers are there. I believe the Twins are taking a small ownership in that, but not a major. Where the Astros picked up the Sugarland Club from the Atlantic League, they bought that club, I believe, from the previous owners there in Sugarland. I believe only the St. Paul thing is a 10% small stake, and basically it was to help them pay the AAA fee to jump into AAA. So that's what I understand there. Questions, two questions. Any word new GMVP? I do any word. I'm not sure. Are you asking me any word on the our GMVP? Is that what you're asking me? I think if that's what you're asking, go ahead and give me a yes, and I'll make sure. I think that's what you're asking because I believe that is exactly what you're asking me. But and I do have an answer for you. We do have a GM and VP, and I thought we had covered that before, but we will wait and make sure that's. I'll give it to you in a moment. Hello from the Jordan Garber Now podcast in Minnesota. Good to see you, Jordan. Good to see you up there in Winnipeg. But Jay Heinrichs is our GM and VP. Jay comes to us from the Metro. He worked for the Royals, I think around 2000, if memory serves. And Jay is heading up the role that basically was there when Chris Brown was there. Kind of that same role, that everyday, day-to-day operations with player moves with Joe, stadium operations with the groundskeeper, dealing with guys like me, and with the things that basically that Chris was doing. That's what Jay will be doing as well. I've had a chance to talk to Jay quite a bit. Phenomenal guy. Seems really excited to be back home. I believe he was in Colorado as recently as a couple of years ago. He's a KU guy, a Kansas City guy as well, and he's going to fit in nicely with what we're doing. And he's been on the ground pumping away since, I want to say, some September. I mean, toward the end of September, he's been rolling and going. And I tell you, and I mentioned this now, and I've told you guys this. Yeah, okay, great. That's who it is. Then that's who we're talking about. But Jay, phenomenal guy. Again, I worked for the Royals for a number of years. Again, KU. He's been a college athletic administration too. Has that background, so he's been in the sport world, been around the block, so to speak. His son worked for us in the not in the media department, but he worked for the ball club as a summer internship, I believe 2018, the championship season. I think that's right, if memory serves. But yes, welcome, Jay. And we're going to talk more about this down the road. We've got some things in the works that I'm going to get to that, as I mentioned to you guys last week, a lot of fun stuff going on. There's a lot of really exciting things going on. We got some really, I mean, it's almost as if we're a startup. I mean, the enthusiasm, the energy with Mark Brandmeier's ownership and all the staff that have come on, and the folks that held over, myself and Morgan, and the folks in tickets are still around. It's exciting, and we really feel the energy. It's a lot of excitement. We have a really nice mix of staff. We got some oldies, oldies. We got some young guns. We got a good mix, and we're all excited. And Joe Cathpietra in his on field work will not change. That is going full speed ahead. And I think Kansas City will be in the mix to be in the postseason again, if not win another ring. That is all going to be in the mix. And again, there's a lot of really good stuff going on. And again, like I told you guys in the Hot Stove Show last week, It was last week, right? Yeah, it was last week when I was subbing last week from school, right? Yeah. I got this present wrapped under the present on the tree for you. I got the Kansas City baseball Christmas tree. I need to set it up behind me, all the lights on and all that. I got one big gift for everybody. There's this one big gift we've got for everybody. And it's under the tree right now, but you can't open it. But you'll be able to at some point. When you do, I think we'll all be excited. But again, all the things going on, I know that the marketing folks, they're out there working hard, and the sales folks working hard, getting those groups lined up. We don't have our fixture out, our schedule out yet, but it'll be coming. And again, a lot of these little shell games and dominoes to fall once Major League Baseball kind of gets their thing sorted, we can kind of go that direction. The association, if you guys missed it today, had some really good things going on. They got a new partnership with some great things that will be going on with our video stream on our broadcast, on our TV broadcast, and just more growing and going forward. We mentioned the new logo last week. I showed that to you guys. You guys may have seen that already. Did you guys see that? I guess I can give that a shot to you real quickly. I believe I got the new logo handy. I think. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go to the league website. That'll be good. That'll be a good place to see it too. Let me give you guys this quickly here. Here's the league website. There we go. Let me get this up there for you. I think this looks good. It looks real fresh on the league website. But let's share that screen for you. One thing I can do in this program is I can screen share when I need to. Let's do that right here. Here we go. It's kind of like a interactive Zoom call, but here is the page from the website, and I'm going to go ahead and just give it to you. That's a cool looking logo there in the corner. This looks fresh. Looks totally fresh. Looks brand new, doesn't it? Looks good. Looks really good. But good to see that. But a lot of really exciting things going on with the association and with our ball club and our baseball family, and we're really excited about it. So glad you guys joined me. Now, whenever we have breaking news, anytime we have something to talk about, I'm going to fire away and jump on here and get you guys caught up on what's going on. Our hot stove will continue to keep updating. We do plan on getting Joe on. I mentioned this, kind of waiting on the round here. I'm waiting to find out exactly kind of a timeline between here and Christmas. What we may do is get him on prior to Christmas or the first show afterwards. I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. A lot of moving parts here as we're kind of in that stretch where we're almost, past the baseball winter meetings this week, which are virtual. We kind of go into the holiday mode. Then we come out of it, though, after the first of the year and really hit the ground running with that hot stove. Of course, we'll have a schedule to talk about. And again, a lot of exciting stuff and a really great present that is under the tree for you guys. I look forward to sharing that with y'all down the road. Okay, I love you guys. Glad to see y'all. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying out of trouble and staying safe, wearing those masks, and looking for. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to bring that down. I'm trying to bring everything down here. Last call questions and comments. Again, the breaking news in case you missed it. The T-Bones have acquired left-hander Aaron Brown and right-hander Brian Golicki from the St. Paul Saints. Brown, most recently before the Saints, was with the Philly organization. He was as high as AAA. Got as high as AAA. He kind of fits that hungry mode to get right back in the thick of things again. Glowicki was a more AA, high A kind of guy, but also be hungry to get back into fillet the ball. And Joe loves those kind of players, those kind of guys. And one's going to be a little more of they're both going to be great bullpen pieces for you. And you just look at their numbers overall, career-wise. For Glowicki, the righty, career-wise, he's got a 3.09 and 148 and a third and 149 strikeouts. So strikeout per inning guy, it's always a good gauge. And the lefty Brown, California man, he's got quite a few more innings professional wise. He's looking at 200 and well, not quite. Yeah, he's got a little bit more, I guess. Yeah, slightly more. 200 and just around 200. So innings of work, 172 strikeouts, and again, he's a conversion from the outfield to back to pitcher. Was a dual athlete or a dual position guy in college, and he is now going to just be focusing on pitching. A lefty and a righty there for you for the T-Bones bullpen. Exciting bullpen, man, with Carlos Diaz, and you've got those two pieces, and you throw those in the mix. Gonna be good stuff. And of course, last week's announcement as well, where the T-Bones also picked up a phenomenal arm as well in Brian Ellington. So you've got all those in the mix. Of course, the former big leaguer right there. Okay, much love. Merry Christmas to you, Anthony, as well. Hope you guys are doing well, and please stay safe and hang in there. Let's fight on. It's like I keep saying this, and I say it on my shows, my personal shows. I say it to the folks in Australia, and I say it to my T-Bone family. You guys are family. Let's love each other more. Let's keep getting better. Let's be better fans tomorrow than we were today. Let's just look forward to 2021. It's going to be a great Kansas City baseball season coming to you. So that's your breaking news. As it happens, I'll give it to you. Don't forget, our T-Bone's Twitter is up, T-Bone's Twitter and T-Bone's Facebook page, T-Bone's website, all of our channels, as well as Instagram. Morgan's got you covered there. She does a phenomenal job, and I try to keep up as well. Also, I invite you to follow me at Dan Vaughn Jr. That's at Dan Vaughn Jr. Love to have you follow me as well on Twitter, and I'll follow you back. Promise you that. Give me time. I'll get to it. I promise you. All right, we'll close the hot stove for now, and I'll see you guys as the breaking news comes about. So please share the love, share that T-Bone love. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. A little breaking news here from the hot stove in the steakhouse. We'll see y'all next time, everybody. Love y'all.